Lord Hample, I do solemnly request that thou continue thy question and answer series, good sir. Well, Jensen King, that is a most dignified way of asking me to do another Q&A video. I like that. And if you guys check out the bottom of the screen, you can see a whole bunch of other comments and requests from people since my last Q&A video asking me to do another one. And there were a few more requests that really jumped out at me, like this one. Can you please do Q&A number 19, Zack, because I've been on this planet for 19 beautiful years. 50 years total, but 19 were beautiful. Thank you. You're welcome, cool one. A little bit nervous to know what the deal was with those other 31 years, but hope you're doing all right. And check out this one. Hey, Zack, Q&A part 19 and forever on. I have been subscribed for 4 years and I haven't been in one episode of Q&A until now. And all I want is just one little shout out. Can you do that for me? Thanks, Jay. Jay, you're very welcome. Here's your shout out. Thank you for watching and subscribing. I also really appreciate all the comments you've left for me here on YouTube and on Insta, which, by the way, for those of you who are still not following me there, is at Zack_Hample. So get on it and let's get on with part 19 of my Q&A video series. Let's just jump right into the questions. Next Q&A, do you still do Watch with Zack? And do you like eggs? Do you like country music? Do you like any other sports? Did you play sports as a kid? A lot of questions, I know. Oops. Yeah, you know what? That's way too many questions. Can't deal with it. If you guys want to be in a Q&A video and SMS master, I appreciate your enthusiasm. But guys, if you want me to feature your question, one individual singular question, please, one at a time, all right? Let's keep going. Q&A 19, can you spank yourself? Really? That's what you want to ask me? Any baseball questions? For part 19, when do you think the Mariners will make it to the playoffs? I would say sometime around the year 2148. Why didn't you go to Dodger Stadium this year? Why are you asking this question all in capital letters? So unnecessary to shout. I live in New York City. Dodger Stadium is in California. That is 3 time zones away. Not the easiest trip. Although I did go to games this past season in Japan, which is much farther, and London. So I can and do go anywhere, but I just didn't prioritize going to all 30 stadiums this year. And there were a few that I skipped. Why didn't you go to all the MLB stadiums this year? I've been to every stadium in a single season 4 different times, 2011, 2013, 2017, and 2018. But it's still the exception and not the rule, and it takes a huge effort to make them all. And instead, this past season, I was focusing on doubling up and tripling up even on some of the stadiums that I really enjoy, like Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas, the final season there. So rather than going to other places for 1 or 2 games, I really hit up my favorites for a whole bunch. Will you go to Target Field in 2020 because you haven't gone there since 2018? I'm gonna try, and actually I've heard a rumor that the Twins might use commemorative baseballs next season. So if that happens, that would definitely be a motivating factor in trying to make it back to Minnesota for hopefully multiple games. Ude, uye, ixpe, igpe, atenle, akze, Q&A 19, yay. Igpe, atenle, say. Always fun to watch the Q&A videos in the off season. Well, thank you, that one D-backs fan. I appreciate it. How many contacts do you have in your phone? I have 624 at the moment. That number's a bit inflated. There's some folks that I haven't talked to in a million years. I should probably delete them, but I'll get around to it someday. Who's the most famous person you have in your flip phone? Flip phone? Who uses a flip phone? Oh, you mean this flip phone right here? Yeah, so I showed this phone in my last Q&A video as a joke, just a silly prop that I had. This used to be my phone. It's not anymore. I have an iPhone now. And if you want to know who the most famous person in that is, I got a bunch of baseball people, current, former players, some executives, sportscasters, but there's someone outside of the baseball world that I think is super famous in an unknown kind of way. You probably wouldn't recognize her if you were walking down the street. Probably wouldn't recognize her name. Maybe some of the older people watching this video would, but I guarantee that 99.9 of you watching this right now have heard her voice and you've enjoyed it. Julie Kavner does the voice of Marge Simpson on the TV show The Simpsons. Yeah, she's been a family friend since the 1980s, and I just had lunch with her yesterday. She's awesome. Hey, Zack, have you ever thought about selling merch? Please reply, I love your videos. Thank you, Jace Walker, for asking. And actually, a lot of people have been asking about merch this season and in previous seasons. I've saved up a bunch of comments. Check this out. Q&A part 19, Zack, will you ever start selling merchandise? Hi, Zack. Hi, do you have merchandise or balls we can buy on the website? Do you have merch? Will you have Zack Hample merch? Does anyone know if Zack Hample has merchandise? If so, where can I get some? Zack, will there be merch from you this season? To which someone replied, I hope so. Can we get merchandise, even just a baseball and the text ball hawking under? Will Carter, we can do a lot better than that. In fact, check out this shirt I'm wearing right now. This is one of my own t-shirts. You can see what it looks like. It's the famous ball hoctopus. Yeah, this is now one of 4 shirts that I have up on my site. Definitely gonna be adding more in the coming months, the coming years. So for the second half of the 2019 season, I was directing you guys to ZackHampleMerch.com. I've actually switched it up. Why use a third-party site when I can have it directly on my own site? So where you need to go is ZackHample.com/merch. You can see it right here on the bottom of the screen. I will also link to it in the description for this video. So yeah, check it out, buy some shirts. I might have some other stuff beyond shirts at some point, but you know, just really getting into this now. Thanks for asking. Oh, and just more proof that a lot of people are fired up over the whole merch thing. Here are a few more comments. You know, I am a man of the people. If the people demand merch, I'm gonna give them merch. Can you give me $1 million? Well, Charlie, I'm not that big of a man of the people, so the answer is no. Can we text? You can say no. Well, in that case, no. Zack, do you poop? Yeah, I poop. Do you poop? What was your reaction to Topps announcing that they'll be making a card of you, and do you have one? Now that is a question I can get behind. And there was another similar question, check it out. What was the feeling in your head when you started signing baseball cards? Was it a dream come true? It absolutely was a dream. And to answer that first question, do I have one? No, I have 7 of them. If you can see them all right here, I'll put one of these up on the screen here so you can get a better look at it. You know, when I went to sign these cards at Topps in 2017, and by the way, I filmed a video that day at the Topps baseball card headquarters. I will link to that in the description as well. Definitely check it out. They didn't give me any of those cards to keep. They said they needed to keep them all, and I guess they didn't make extras. So I had to go on eBay and buy my own card. And of course, you know, they're all autographed, so I basically was paying for my own autograph. Kind of strange, but that's what it took. But yeah, I collected a ton of baseball cards as a kid up into high school, still have them, still love them. And that was a huge part of my childhood and my whole baseball experience. So baseball cards are very near and dear to my heart. And when Topps got in touch and said they wanted me to sign cards that they were gonna include in one of their sets, yeah, dream come true right there, for sure. Are you signing any more cards for Topps? I'd love to. I have no say in that. It's beyond my control, so yeah, who knows? Q&A part 19, how's Benny Bang Bang? Ah yes, one of my favorite people in the world, one of my closest friends, and for all of you guys who've been watching the videos, you know who that is. Why don't we hear directly from the man himself?
Hey there, Mets fans. Benny Bang Bang here. Not doing so great. I got some food poisoning the other day. It's been rough. Or maybe this is just how I feel about Carlos Beltran being our new manager.
Ooh, that was intense. Benny Bang Bang, our thoughts are with you, and amazing Mets fan, there's your answer. Chances of reviving the blog? Q&A part 11. Weird Al, thanks for asking. I loved the blog so much. It's called The Baseball Collector. I'll link to that in the description as well. All my old entries are still there. I blogged about every game I went to, every ball that I snagged for nearly a decade, but I'm just focusing all my time and creative energy on YouTube right now, and I'm having so much fun with all this video stuff. I really don't know if I'm gonna be going back to the blog anytime ever/soon, but we'll see. Are you ever going to have kids? I really hope so, but the problem is that I haven't ever met someone that I really want to have kids with who also wants to have kids with me. So my dad was 51 when I was born. I still feel like I have a lot of time, and yet I also feel like the clock is ticking. So, anybody out there that wants to have kids with me, call me, hit me up on my flip phone, and we'll work it out. Can you do a part 2 baseball bat video soon? So I already did a video on my baseball bats, obviously, as you can tell based on that question. It was really fun. It got a lot of views. When I filmed that one, I had 10 bats in my collection, all of which I got at Major League Baseball stadiums. But since then, I've only gotten 3 additional bats. Of course, one of those bats was the signed one from Mike Trout back in Texas earlier this year. But I don't feel like 3 bats is enough to do a whole video. So what can you guys do to help? Well, all of you future major leaguers out there, when you're playing in the bigs and you see me in the stands, wave and get my attention, track me down, and give me one of your bats. And I'll film it, and I'll do a video, and I'll give you a special thanks. How does that sound? Q&A19, can you stop putting in hidden messages in the video? This is my channel. I'll do what I want. Is there anything that you have always wanted to experience as a baseball fan that you haven't yet? Great question, Aiden. You always ask great questions. I'm gonna go with seeing a perfect game. I've been to 3 no-hitters. I talked about that in the last Q&A video, but never a perfecto. They're so rare. Living in New York City, I feel like I should just go to every one of Jacob deGrom's starts at Citi Field for the next few years. That would probably increase my chances, but don't know if it'll ever happen, but I am certainly hoping. And with that, I'm gonna give a few shout outs and wrap this thing up. So first, gotta give one to my boy TC out in San Diego. He's caught a zillion home runs, always love seeing him. TC, hopefully see you next season. And then a few people who actually wrote in. Hi, Dr. Snag. I like that. Zack, you are my lifetime inspiration and I love all of your video content. I've watched all of your vids and vids about you. I love all of your vids and a shout out would mean the world to me. Thanks, Carter. Carter, you got it. Here's a shout out for you. Thank you for watching. I hope you keep watching. And I think it's cool that not only have you watched my videos, but as you said, all the other videos about me. You the man. I'm from Canada, and in Canada, if we want a shout out, we say, Zack, may I please have a shout out, eh? Then we apologize for any inconvenience. Colin Lockey, no apology necessary. Here's a shout out for you. Much love to Canada. I've spent more than 6 months of my life there, including 3 summers at sleepaway camp. Love it there. Hope to make it back in 2020. Thanks for watching. And finally, you are my favorite YouTuber. Please shout me out and say Aiden Thompson. Well, I just did that. So how about if I sing your name? Ready? Aiden Thompson. How's that for a shout out? Now, speaking of singing, and speaking of music, and speaking of Q&A videos, I have decided to do an entire Q&A video coming up next specifically about music. I love music, and I have a lot to say about music. So this is your opportunity, your invitation to leave me some comments, some questions about music. And of course, I'll get back to the standard Q&A videos after that about baseball and life and everything interesting and stupid. So really just leave me comments and questions about anything and everything. But yeah, if you leave a music question, there's a good chance you might see it in the next video. With that, I am out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back with more stuff for you soon.